Hello. Welcome for another in-studio yap with me, Nicole. I've been like really obsessed with charm necklaces, and if you could kind of see, so this one is a little, I think I got this at Target. I need to look it up, but this one it's just like really cute. It's like a heart, a little pearl, a bee. I got it specifically because there's a bee, and I always say that a bee reminds me of my dad. Then I got one on Amazon that's like, did I wear one of the other ones where it's really cute because it's like a cowboy boot, cherries, an N, it's your initial. It's an ace of hearts. It's really cute. Oh, red lips, because I always wear like a bright lip. And then I got another one at J. Crew Outlet. They were doing the jewelry was 60% off. And so it's like a rainbow, a lightning bolt, sunglasses, a camera, strawberry maybe. It's cool. I need to wear them. I'll have to rotate them. But this one, I have like funky sleeves on. You know what I mean? So I figured that like this would be a more like chill. So see how it's cute? It's like a little flower. And the bee reminds me of my dad. All right, so there's a lot to talk about. I think like one of the biggest stories, obviously, is the fact that Philly's getting a WNBA team. Now, it's not happening until 2030. I don't know why it has to take so long. Like, you're dealing with billionaires. Like, just throw the team together. But obviously, they have to wait till the arena's finished and like. But now I kind of feel. So, did we talk about how, like, the NBA draft? Like, the NBA draft, I really thought that the Sixers were going to get the number one draft pick because at the last minute, they pulled the arena out of the city and stayed in South Philly. And I thought it was going to be this whole deal. Because remember, like, the NBA draft's like a lottery. And then it was going to be this, like, whole deal with Comcast. And then sure enough, the Dallas Mavericks went and traded Luka Doncic, who was the face, like, not just the face of the franchise, but he was the athlete in Dallas. Like, there was no other athlete that was like as well known, and like Luka was Dallas sports, and they traded him to the Lakers. It was I remember being up on that Saturday, and it was so insanely shocking when that happened. And then all of a sudden, the Dallas Mavericks get the first pick of the draft and draft the other white guy, Cooper Flagg. So that to me is not even conspiracy. It's just like, oh, that's what happened. Like, that's not even a conspiracy. We got number 3, and you know, whatever. We'll see what happens to the Sixers. But the WNBA team, I thought it was really, really fun. I kept saying Liberty Bells. Like, to me, BELLES, it's like a no-brainer. But they have the New York Liberty already, so I guess they can't do that. But there is currently a bet about the team. So Freedom is number 1, the Philadelphia Freedom. I love that. And there's a song, Philadelphia Freedom. Like, maybe if you have like Diplo, because he's like a massive Philly sports fan, he like remixes it and like Elton gives permission, or I don't know. I think Pink could do like a Philadelphia Freedom. So I think Philadelphia Freedom would be awesome. Philadelphia Independence, also cool, but like Independence Freedom. It's just easier to say. The Liberty Bells, and then in 4th place is the Philadelphia Revolution. The Revolution's cool too, but to me, I feel like the Revolution is more like Boston, and they're not getting a team. It's Detroit, Indianapolis, and Philly. So, and didn't Cleveland? It's weird because like some of the cities, like they're getting it next year already. But again, I think it has to do with like the arena and stuff. I think the Philadelphia Freedom sounds sick. Oh, somebody else said, and it's not on the list, the Philadelphia Riveters, like Rosie the Riveter. I think that would be awesome because, you know, so much like badassery has happened in Philly, and I think that would be like really cool too. So I don't know. I'm just excited. Like, the NBA is in a weird spot, right? Like, the NBA wasn't as like hot in the last couple of years, and like the WNBA, obviously Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and, you know, Dawn Staley, and like everybody's like, oh, we want Dawn Staley. And do you remember like everyone's like, oh, we want Dawn Staley to coach. And she was on Kylie Kelsey's podcast and literally was like, I want to own. Like, I don't want to coach. I want to own the team. And I was like, yeah, like, let her be the owner, you know? Plus, I want her to be the first female coach. Like, there was reports that she had interviewed for the New York Knicks job. And it's like the fact that we haven't had a female coach yet, and it's a story for another day. But anyway, very excited about this. I think it's really, really, really cool. And Philadelphia Riveters, like, that would be awesome. And it would be like cool graphics. Liberty Bells, Philadelphia Freedom, Philadelphia Independence, Philadelphia Revolution. So let me know what you think. The other like hot topic of the week was the fact that Gavin Adcock was mad that Beyonce was like the number 2 or number 3 album. And he was like, we're coming up, Beyonce. And obviously a lot of people, especially her fans, because the Beehive, they don't play. The Beehive, the Swifties, like there are some fandoms that like don't play, and they kind of came at him. And then he was like, oh, I listen, my mom listened to Beyonce. She's great. She's just not country. Here's my thing. Post Malone also put out a country album, and everybody like went goo goo gaga over this album. My thing is, if you are a musician, an entertainer, an artist, and you want to put out an album of a different genre, that is what art is. Art is supposed to push the envelope. Art is supposed to be controversial. It's supposed to be a conversation. And I just don't understand why so many people are just welcoming Post Malone with open arms and not Beyonce. I'm like, welcome everybody. If everybody wants to make a country album, as long as it's good and if the songs are good, and it's like Post Malone collaborated with country stars, as did Beyonce. Beyonce had Dolly Parton on her album. Like, Beyonce is also from Texas. Post Malone was in hip hop and then he went to country. Like, I'm not really sure the problem here. And people are like, oh, well, Post Malone immersed himself in the culture. No, he didn't, because let me tell you, I have worked at XTU for over 6 years at this point, right? He's done no CMAs interviews. He has done no ACM interviews. He didn't do any meet and greets with us. He didn't do any interviews with us. And Beyonce didn't either, obviously. But I'm just saying, like, Post Malone has done the same thing that Beyonce has done. But everybody's like, we love Post Malone. Yeah, he's amazing. I went to his show with Jelly Roll and I was blown away. But guess what? Beyonce is also amazing. So how are you going to be all welcoming and wonderful and like, yay, Post Malone and not Beyonce? Like, what Beyonce has accomplished her career is beyond impressive. And when you think about somebody like Taylor Swift, where she has literally put out music in all different genres, that's what artists are. Like, when you're a real artist and you have a real vision and you want to push the envelope and do different things, that should be celebrated. Like, that's the point of art. Like, the point of art is to like talk about things and do something different, even if it doesn't work out. I mean, Parker McCollum, whose album just came out, he said he was halfway through his album and realized, this is not what I want to make, that I want to make something different. Like, he's an artist. He had a vision. And, for people to be so nasty, the nastiness is what gets me. Like, who cares who puts out a country album? Like, if it's just, I just can't stand when people are hypocritical. And if you know me and listen to me and follow me, you know that I'm like, there's enough for everybody. You know what I mean? And it's like, Beyonce's killing it, and so is Post Malone. And Post Malone was on Beyonce's album. But yet, people are like, come on. And I interviewed Gavin Adcock, and he's kind of like a rebel, and and listen, we live in a time where like you post something and then all of a sudden like you're trending, and the more comments you get, the more the algorithm moves your story. So from a business perspective, maybe he's like, I will talk about Beyonce because people are going to talk about me. And I just don't like the negativity. I just don't. I don't like the double standard. And that's something that like I want to preach about, right? Is that like, why, when people get angry about stuff, I'm like, why are you so angry? Like, if somebody asked me why am I angry, I could tell you exactly why I'm angry, why I'm sad, why I'm scared, why I'm anxious. Like, it's really important to like get in touch with your emotions and figure that out. So I think it's awesome. You can love Gavin Adcock, and you could love Beyonce, and you could love Jelly Roll, and you could love Post Malone, and you could love Megan Maroney, and you could love Lainey Wilson. Like, the beauty of us being a human is that our hearts could love something new every second of every day and never reach capacity. And our brains can learn something new every second of every day and never reach capacity. Like, do you know how powerful that is? So like, to not like want to love more, like love it, embrace it, have fun, sing, dance, like all the things, So anyway, I'm excited about the WNBA coming to Philly. I think it'll be interesting, like over under, like who's going to win a championship. Is it going to be the Phillies, the Flyers, the Sixers, or the new WNBA team first? That should be the next poll. All right. Thanks for hanging in studio. Yeah. It's me, Nicole.